And this is what we refer to as the snails. So if ever we're talking about, this is where the snail's gonna go, that's what it is. And right now, I'm actually gonna go show you what it is and where it's gonna go. And well, kinda, that's what they're doing right now. Trying to find out where it'll go. There.
We are Ben and MP, and this is Sailing Yabá, where we get to share a dream boat being rebuilt.
Thanks to simple tools, ancient knowledge, and an amazing team of carpenters, our once wrecked schooner is being brought back to life.
I have a feeling he doesn't trust your drawings, look.
Where do you want the roll to be?
It has to be exactly where this finishes. So this finishes here, the roll should start here.
See?
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing?
See how many I still need to make? A lot. Feature says. My feature.
After so many trials of 1 centimeter here, 5 here, 10 here, we finally found a way that we like. We believe will be 76 centimeters between all the columns. And do you think it looks good? Because I do, and I'm really excited about this.
So here we are again at the shipyard. You can always tell when it's a new day because I've got different clothes on. But today, except for me doing some more lathe work, a lot more, I've got to make another 15 of them or something. Anyway, that fishing boat down there is going to go down into water. The yellow boat behind it, which is in the water, is going to be lifted. But soon this boat's going to be finished. So then the yellow boat on land is going to be pushed to the side, right next to us. So this boat can go down. Then the yellow boat, will go back onto the tracks and up to the top. So I hope we can film that all for you guys, because that's going to be a hell of work. Of course, you've seen it all being lifted before and you've seen a boat being put to the side, but I've never seen this type of work done with such big objects without cranes or wheels. So I'm curious about that. Other than that, if we look in the workshop, the whole this is the structure that's going to hold all our bench together up by the big round table aft. They're cutting some more of those big cylinders or blocks for me that I can start putting in the lathe to make more, and that's it. of those cylinders have then been cut for me to turn into some nice little columns for on top of the bulwark or in the bulwark. For now, I've been sanding this down, which is taking forever because I need to get into these little grooves there. And this is what we refer to as the snails. So if ever we're talking about, this is where the snail's gonna go, that's what it is. And right now, I'm actually gonna go show you what it is and where it's gonna go. And well, kinda, that's what they're doing right now. Trying to find out where it'll go. There. I hope you see how the rest of the boat's gonna look now. Of course, that snail is gonna be a bit lower, so it's in line with the rail. And as I was up there, I saw something very, very funny. And I think it was Nico, but he was the one laughing. I think he kept himself busy, and it's this thing here. What do you guys think? It's a scarecrow or something. Hilarious. He's laughing so much. This guy. P's gone back to go and work on the episode a bit. We've got a lot of stuff to sort out, so I'm taking over the camera work again. I'm going to give the lathe work a bit of a break, and I'm going to come up here and actually climb onto this kind of structure to show you what's happening. Over here we've got one installed already. Hard work paying off. Over there, one in the middle, one over there, and then I'm going to put one more further up. We are going to probably have to remove these, but all the holes will be made when we're going to put the tall columns on. These are going to have to be removed, but at least the holes are in the right places, and so on. It's even marked over here. You see a little stripe and a stripe, a stripe and a stripe. So later we can put all the epoxy in between them to make sure no water gets in. One more thing I haven't mentioned. So all these are 58 or 57, I don't know exactly, centimeters apart. And that's the same distance we're going to use with the ones that they're putting on right now, so it looks normal from the side. Unfortunately, we couldn't do the same with the transom ones because we're going to have to leave a gap for the swimming platform. And if we use 57 centimeters in between each one, it would have looked really odd with the big gap with the entrance to the swimming platform. So they are slightly wider apart, but not enough to notice that it's not the same as this. I get it now. Now it's high tide today. That's why they already put the boat on the crib, as it doesn't have an engine. That one is staying there. Tomorrow, which is a Saturday, that boat is going there while this boat gets lifted, and then this boat will then go behind the yellow boat to then go in the water sooner. Then it's another week of rain. We haven't been able to film much each day because so little has happened, so lots of recap. But today, on top of the rail, on top of those little turned columns, we're going to start working on the supports that are going to hold the roof up. So of course we need to see where they have to go, at what angle they have to go, how we're going to fasten them, and so on. So let's go and have a look.
Een cafezinho? Uma cuia? Aqui? Como é que consegue ver aqui?
So this is the one we had before. This was the outside and this is the inside. And these are the ones we're going to place, except it does still have to be cut, of course. But for now we're just putting plywood up to see where it's all going to fit.
pô, vai ele que ele tem um gosto ali.
Hey Ben,
It's a bit wet.
it's a bit wet.
So we have some amazing tarps arriving, like really thick ones to go from the bow to the main mast. But with the wood we're going to use for the structure is bamboo, which is in a garden of Zeka's family. But it's not stopped raining, so we can't go and chop the bamboo. So for now I'm just gathering all these tarps we have to at least make the work a bit more pleasant. Does it feel a bit more pleasant?
Well, we are under the rain, so
Yeah, but any bit helps. See, old engine parts, engine supports, anything. This has all been caulked here actually, so we can actually remove that tarp. This is the only part of the boat that's been caulked and sealed properly. This still needs to be sanded, so I'm just worrying more about the everything else. This is horrible.
shall we go to protect ourselves?
Yeah, it's a bit wet.
Let's go under the top.
All the way around.
Bye.
Bye.
It's actually nice in here.
What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
We're protected here. So what's happening here in the bow is the continuation of the spray board. You see, we have the spray board coming here, then we have the cat head coming out, so we need to continue it to the front, and that's the template they're building now. What's that package that you're bringing?
Very squeaky package. But then stop barking down there. Bye, we continue. I'm missing a piece off. It's already been re-welded, but it's fallen somewhere in all this dust.
And Kayu's helping find it, right?
Aww.
Oh, gross. Look how stressed he is about finding that piece. I think he's sleeping. Is he dreaming?
Yeah.
Ah, with the magnet.
Passar por aí bem, dá uma passada e você tá por baixo aí. Pega que tá aqui.
So that part that's broken is what we're looking for now.
So the piece we're looking for, I've already emptied the wheelbarrow and it wasn't in there. The only thing it is, it's a part of the support for me to hold the blade on, or the chisel. Because I was realizing it was very wobbly and it wasn't, it was like bouncing around.
Can you show me how it goes? That piece.
Where is it? So this is fastened onto that hole, and then the chisel holds on, but as it was loose it was all bouncing around. So the last wheelbarrow went over there. Antonino was going with a spade through all the sawdust that we tipped out, and he found it. So we're going to try and weld it all together again, reinforce it, and then continue. Looks like the piece is ready.
That was quick.
Obrigado aí, ó. Tá aqui. Ele botou o novo eletrodo mais forte. Tá? Pra nada baixar aqui. Colocar outro eletrodo mais forte.
Obrigado. So the piece has been welded with a new piece of weld and a new welding way of welding, so it's a lot stronger now. But we're still going to use this to like reinforce it so it doesn't happen again, and I can finish this once and for all. Voila! Now she needs to tighten it and finish it.
How many to go? Ay. Oh my god! That's too many.
How short will these be when I'm finished?
Oh god.
Like there. And there. Anyway, let's go and get bamboo.
We would like to thank everyone who's been concerned about Caio and that had noticed that he was not showing up in the latest episode. The truth is that another dog came into the shipyard and ended up attacking Caio. So he got injured, we had to take him to the vet. It was quite scary, but we did loads of exams like x-rays to see if he had any cracked or broken bones. And the thing is that he's fine, he was just into pain because of the fight, but after some medicine, anti-inflammation and anti-pain and loads of cuddles, he's finally feeling better and he's ready back to action. So thanks again for worrying about him, and just know that he's doing fine. Welcome to our patron crew. Michael, Jay, Jeff, Paul, Tom, and David and Cindy. And for donating through PayPal, thank you so much, Vixen and Jonathan. Till next Sunday.